and welcome back to Atreyu News. I took a few days off because there was some strange things going on with my channel, and the further I looked into it, the more our biggest fear was realized. That the last installation of YouTube's modifications on the algorithms have dictated that if you have anything more than a PG rating on any of your videos, they get flagged and demonetized. I figured it was important to show this because it's no longer a conspiracy. Conservatives all across YouTube and across other platforms are witnessing the same exact thing as I am. And although I only have 296 subscribers, which shouldn't even be a blip on anybody's radar, however, I've still fallen victim to the new censorship laws that only conservatives seem to face. I noticed the Young Turks use far more profanity and far more vulgar slurs than many of us conservative YouTubers, yet their stuff never gets demonetized, only promoted. And to show you what I mean, this is a perfect example right here. Nebraska Democrat gives refugees voting cards, demonetized. I noticed there's a pattern. If it's against Democratic Party in particular, or anything that has terrorists in the title, or deportation or migrants, anything that the left would promote as a good idea, if we come against it, it then shows that it's demonetized. Like, for example, so that one's about Democrats, gone. Convicted terrorists to be deported, gone. Foundation raising big bucks for police officers slaying terror attacks, a terror attack, gone. Noons, which is the Democratic battle that they're trying to bring down Trump, gone. Prime Minister May comments on terrorist attack, gone. Trump's whole family most likely spied on, connected to the Democrats, gone. So London Mayor's statement on the Parliament terrorist attack, gone. CNN, going against CNN, bringing about their hypocrisy to the surface, gone. And then it just goes on and on. I have several videos. Approximately 10% of what I posted is now demonetized. Terror attack, gone, 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 gone. North Korea. So that page isn't that bad. Here's another one. Illegals, gone. So anything that the left pushes, it's staggering to realize our biggest fear of censorship has now come to fruition. That the war is as real as it's ever going to get right now, where someone like myself, who only has less than 300 subscribers, faces the biggest censorship that I ever have since I started the channel. And this is all recent. Show you some more. Another one. U.S. Army preparing for war, gone. Bold threat against Europe. Islamicists into Europe, gone. Religion of peace threatens Europe, gone. So you really start to see what's happening here. We're going to have no other choice but to leave the platform of YouTube, for it's owned by Google and therefore run by the elites, the world order, who try to control the world. They've lost the social narrative. They've lost social media. They're losing the war across the board. That's why they're doing this. This is their last attempt, their pathetic, desperate attempt to censor us once and for all, to shut out our voice, to somehow promote that we are not the majority, when in actuality, not only are we the majority, we are the majority in a landslide. The amount of people that are getting censored reigns across the board, and we'll have no other choice but to switch platforms. My idea was to go to VidMe, but AdSense, which was actually giving me an income, which is no big deal. I have a side, like I have a profession on the other side of this. This was not so much about money as it was the truth being brought to the light. However, there's a surmountable amount of evidence to prove that conservatives are being censored across the web. And like I was saying before, there's a good indication that I'll be leaving the YouTube platform at some point. But as far as AdSense is concerned, they're not going to allow me to speak the truth and then monetize my content simultaneously. I would have to talk about subjects that are completely PG and make you dumber listening to it. Anyways, I figured I'd bring this to the surface. There's a few people talking about this, mainly conservatives, but you've seen it here. First-hand proof of what they've been doing. And the reason why I caught this a few days ago is because my revenue and views plummeted. Not only are they demonetizing it, they're putting it in such a way that my videos aren't being seen like they were. So I was getting roughly about between 5,000 to 6,000 views per day. Now at this point, maybe 1,000 to 2,000. So that's why I put a hold on it for the last few days. But we see how real this war really is. It's in our face now. There's no running from it. Not this time. Not anymore. We have to stand or fall. Here's a conservative host who is experiencing the same thing as me. Like I was saying, there's many of us that are experiencing the same thing, but this is one of the larger channels here. Steven Crowder, Louder with Crowder it is. Take a look.
So there's a lot of news out there regarding YouTube right now, with advertisers pulling from YouTube and YouTube changing their whole revenue model. Naturally, a lot of people are scared and want some answers to questions. So let me explain this to you. Let's unpack it first from where this started. Before we get into the current revenue issue, and that's why, like we said, we have to create other streams of revenue. We have the website, we have the podcast, the Mug Club is the most important thing. It allows us to grow and employ everybody. Let's get into the soft types of silencing of voices of opposition that have occurred on YouTube for a while, and that's been before this. So, for example, restricted mode. This is something a lot of people don't know. Restricted mode is a mode that's, I think, automatic if you are not over 18 on YouTube. And unless you are logged into YouTube and over the age of 18 and confirm that, you can't see videos that are barred in restricted mode. Most people who use YouTube are not active YouTube users. So if you actually look at yours truly, our channel, in restricted mode, you can't see anything. You cannot find any videos. By the way, it's important to note, this show is FCC compliant, because that's how this show was. It was a radio show. It was a syndicated radio show before we went exclusively online. So you could run this show on any radio station. You could run it on any television network. That's why we put the bleeps in there, because that's what we had to do. Is it offensive to some people? Sure. Is it an actual violation of FCC guidelines? No, it's not. Now contrast our channel in restricted mode with the commanders of using the word "fuck," so you know it's real talk in chief, the Young Turks. Look at this. Everything shows up.
You could hit load more for days.
You could just hit load more for days. And their lackey, Kyle Kalinske, there is totally available. These shows are far more profane. They'd be an R rating in a film or a mature viewership on television. No restrictions there. Something even more important, this is like we talked about earlier with the education, the industrial educational establishment, where Bernie Sanders wants us to funnel more money to these schools without choice. Put our channel in restricted mode. We have students sending us this all the time. So Young Turks available in colleges where Cenk simply says, this is bullshit. Our channel, where we list our references and sources, for example, in a 15-minute video as to why democratic socialism doesn't work, or the history of single-payer healthcare system, things that are actually informative, not allowed on college campus. And
well, there you have it. It's as we knew and thought before. That the college systems were never there to educate you. They're there to indoctrinate you into the left side of history, down the wrong path. And now we see it as a physical censorship of us. This war is as real as it's ever going to get. I don't know how else I could stress that. I'm surprised more people aren't freaking out about it, but I guess that's just the way it is.